Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Good, before we jump back at code, I think we should first work on our reviews. Yeah, let's see. We currently have 8 open. Remove double, fix, improve map border. This change will be obsolete. This pull will be obsolete. Okay, I close that. Okay, cool. Then what else do we have? So this one here, and I think here we also need to do some adjustments. remove double initialization. Camera zoom. I think this might also be closable. Okay, let's see. So let's take a look at this guy here. Here I think what we can do is make it a bit denser, like this. Yeah. Color. Int. Send int equals color. Maybe you can also cast it to unsigned int. I don't think this would be necessary here. Right. You can just cast it to this. I don't think it's necessary. Bytes per pixel. Bytes per pixel. Yeah, so this masking here, I think it's redundant. Because you cast anyway to unsigned bytes, so it will lose the high bits anyway, right? So I think I can just remove that. Or am I mistaken? I think it's the same. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's remove it. fixed. Again, let me see that. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Okay, so fixed. I think this is maybe also a question for surface class. No. Why not specify the call side like the other assertions? Radar. Donate resources, okay. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Fixed. And this guy, okay. Where's that? Partition manager. Const. Well, I mean, this was original code. Const. Okay. Okay. Then I think that's it. Tweaked. Okay, then let me compile that. And then okay, so we have this guy is 4. Okay, that's boring. Okay, fair enough. Let's get a radar. Okay, I think that looks fine. Exit. Okay, cool. Then we say this and this. And then these guys, yep. And this, okay. Address, review, comments. Push. Done. Okay, so this one is addressed. Here I had a comment as well on my own. Refactor matrix CCast. Yeah, let's change the branch. And here. So we're looking for cast. Okay, it's not found. Also not found. Huh. There's another const cast. Where is it? Matrix 3D. Where is it? I don't see it. APTR. Where is it? Let's search for APTR. Aha. It's in matrix 3. Aha. Oh, we have a matrix 3x3. Oh. Aha. 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 Huh. Okay, I wasn't aware about that. Well, let's make another review pass on this bullshit. So this one, char const buffer. Okay, this one we don't care about. Let's do this one here. A const. Okay, so we make this const. And then we remove this. And that's it, yeah. Okay. And then, yeah, let's take a look for matrix 3x3. Use cases. Not so much. Well, matrix 3x3 is not used really much, is it? Huh. Do we have more matrix classes, files? So we have matrix 3, 3D, and 4. Huh. Matrix 4x4. Matrix 3x3 is almost never used. Let's search for matrix 3x3 star. No matches. Space star. Yeah. Okay. So that was the only cast. Okay. Okay, cool. Fix matrix 3x3 casts. Oh boy. All right, cool. Then we'll push that. Fixed. Okay, cool. Then do we have to do anything in here? There is okay, no further comments here. Okay, I don't have many open, just 7. This one is still work in progress. Work in progress. Work in progress. Yeah. Okay, but the top 3, they are ready. Yeah. Okay, good. Then next, next I would like to. I think we can do now the half-res mesh removal. So we have this one, which is obsolete. So I think what we do is we create a new branch. What we do, we first do this. Cherry pick this commit, which gives us some conflicts. Okay. Fair enough. And then we do this, cherry pick this commit. That was another merge conflict. Oh boy. Full tire. So I think that would be this, yeah. Full tire. Full tire. Okay. Get your V for index. Then here we do this and we remove that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Next. Good. Here we also remove half res mesh. Okay. Full tire. Full tire. What is this? I guess it needs to be like so. Coordinates. Ah, shit. This was meant to be removed. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope I did it right. There's a lot of conflicts here. Okay. Good. Then let's see if that looks good. So that would be refactor, height map. So blah blah blah, full tile. Yep. Here we can do it like this. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Half res mesh. Okay, cool, cool. What about this guy here? What's this here? I guess it's because it's never used. Because that code is also commented out. Okay, then I will leave that. Okay, const expr. Is there any other cell offset that is not yet const expr? Like this one, for example. Yeah. Const expr const. Can move these together here. Okay, is that it? Good, let's see if it compiles. Good, in the meantime, let's see if we can review something. Work in progress. It's a work in progress. Then let's convert it to draft if it's a work in progress. Okay, what do we have here? Allow exit during match outcome. I think it was always possible to move the cursor. This change allows players to bring up the quit menu and exit the game during the match outcome screen via the escape key. Players are no longer forced to wait for the duration of the match outcome before they can exit the game. So, toggle quit menu is intro movie playing or loading game, return, game ending. It's game ending. Script engine, game is ending. Okay. Says visibility true. Instead of doing that, perhaps we should not hide cursor, should not hide mouse on victory screen. Quit menu layout, bring forward. Okay. Quit menu layout. Okay. Yeah, so if the victory screen is hiding the mouse, then the question is that still necessary? Like maybe the mouse should not be hidden, so like we can still click things and so on. Yeah. Because what is it? Why would we prevent clicking in the victory screen? We should not hide mouse. Because when closing, when toggling, because now when toggling menu, toggling quit menu, then cursor will be visible anyway. Then mouse. Yeah. Okay, we have some compile error, I think. Okay. Okay. Let's see if there are any leftover full tile thingy. Nope. Okay, cool. Great. Then was no use and is broken. Good. Then we open a new branch. Refactor half res smash. Okay. Looks like the author had difficulties writing coordinates. He wrote coordinates and cordiantes. Cordiantes. It reads very Spanish. Cordiantes. Yeah. Yeah. La cordiantes. It's probably not Spanish, yeah, but it just reads like it. Oh, that's funny. Good. Oh, I think. Ah, yeah, this is correct. So we have get UV data, get UV. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then let's run this once to see if things are looking good in the game. Wait, did it install? Yeah, okay. Good. So we can see the terrain, we can see the water. Looks normal to me. It's a bit laggy. Good. I think that's fine. Yeah. I think I still have an image of how it looked previously. Documents, gen tool, images. Let me see. It was not that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of the earlier. Yeah. This one. It was this one here. Yeah, let's take this image here. This one. Okay, then I will stage this, and then we say refactor height map, remove half res mesh because it was never used and is broken. Okay. Then we can also replicate it to generals already. Yep. Error. Okay. Replicate in generals. Okay, and then we push that. Good. Then take this and that. This change removes legacy half res mesh in height map because it was never used and it's broken. What half res mesh looked like in game. This simplifies the code a bit. Simplifies the height map. Okay, so labels, refactor, minor, gen, zh. Okay. Okay, cool. Then let's see if there's something else we can review. Let's see if Cabal has anything else. Cabal, yes, this is a draft. Okay. Fabricate. I figured I start with the simplest of the classes that need overrides to see what is required. What the review comments would be. Okay, how do you wish to proceed with this matter? Possible strategy. 1, clean up all existing any override code and streamline their implementations. 2, provide abstractions for any provides helper codes for all any overrides boilerplate code and place them in EA code. Three, add any overrides with helper code to all remaining classes that need any overrides. Very complex. Yeah, I would probably, as I wrote, first clean up the existing any overrides code so that they all look consistent, you know, and they behave the same way, and identify any possible bugs in there. Then try to provide some helper code, some templates or so for the any overrides boilerplate, and use them in all the existing EA code. And then once that is done and proves to work, then place a new ini overrides to all the classes that have it missing and that need it for the map ini to not override the real the real classes that don't want to be overridden, right? Yeah, I think that would be my approach on this. Because if we first place all the custom ini override code in all the different classes now, like this change does for one class, then this step and this step then needs to be applied to all the new code that we added here in the last step, right? Because then you need to clean up all existing ini override code, including the code we just added, and then also refactor it all again, which then can cause errors, right? So that's why I think this order is the most reasonable to go ahead. And I think this one will be probably simple, maybe. This one is probably also simple, but yeah, this one is probably the hardest here. Yeah, unless, yeah, I don't know. It depends like how different these different classes are, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. Don't execute scripts. This one is also a draft, work in progress. Okay. No, there's a lot of work in progress here. Was there any update to this guy? Let's see. No. Okay. Let me look at. Let's Let's look at Baptista. One change maybe. One of his 400. Well, he has only 23 open. Look at that. Which one do we want to look at? So this one we have replaced. I think the one was here, this one. Let's look at this guy. Construct is indeed seldom called and expected to be called on file transfer. File transfers use big packet flow, but those sizes are correct. The bug was only in load complete timeout game start, which never use a big packet path. The isRoom functions do similar work, but they handle the conditional inclusion of things like, did this change since the last message? Okay, I don't understand that. While looking, I noticed they actually had the same bugs. Missing command ID counting, now fixed. Again, it never mattered for these messages because it's like 10 bytes being checked if it fits in 5 12-byte packets. Okay, but what happens, like 10 byte? Are there multiple messages being put into these 512 bytes packets? Like, can there be like multiple of these messages and then they just accumulate in there, and then eventually one of these messages will hit the ceiling, and then you need to say, okay, is there still enough room in this packet? No, 10 would exceed the 512. It doesn't fit, right? So maybe it can still happen, but maybe it's rare because we don't typically cram all that many things into a packet. Because a player doesn't click that fast, slow. Yeah. Let's take a look at the code again. Is room for timeout? Aha, there's a error, yeah, okay. Okay, that's an oversight. just calling the wrong message here. Oh boy. Okay, need new command ID, false. Need new command ID, true. Okay, what the hell is that? Why does this condition look so complicated? I guess there's precedence to that. Oh, okay. He just copied it from existing and they all write like that, then that's fair. Okay, fair enough. Is room for load complete message. Load complete, timeout, game start. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Unsigned short, okay. Okay, I mean, it perfectly looks reasonable. But let's look one more time if we see any indication that this would actually be user facing. So at timeout game start message. So this message here, okay. And where does it add it? How does it add it? Packet. There we go. Packet len. Okay. Okay. I see. And can it put multiple of these messages in a packet? Let me see. Here. Yeah. Add command. This is where the fun begins. Oh boy. Add this command to the packet. Return false if there wasn't enough room in the packet for this message. True otherwise. Okay, so add message. Add command, I mean. I don't know why I just read add message when it says add command. Okay, add command. Yeah. Yeah. Where is it calling this? Here. Add net command message. Let's see who's calling that. Frame data. Send remote command. This is where we relay a command from one client to others, including ourselves. This should only be done by the current packet router. Send remote commands. Okay, who is calling that? Do relay. 4 max messages. 128 max messages. In buffer. What is this? If transport in buffer length is not 0, this transport buffer has yet to be processed. Okay. Okay, what's it? Max message I in buffer. Transport message. Okay, so what is this doing in buffer? In buffer. In buffer. Make a net packet out of this data so it can be broken up into individual commands. Okay, this were placement new. Placement new onto this. Yeah. Netpack. Okay, I'm a bit confused by this here. No, it's not a placement new. This is passing to the constructor here. So the net packet probably has a constructor which takes a transport message. There we go. Okay, I see. Okay. Make a net packet out of this data. Okay. Okay, I don't understand. It's still not clear to me what's going on here. I also don't understand why it creates it allocates a packet here and then it deletes it again. Why? What is this bullshit? Why bother allocating it if we just delete it like straight afterwards? What is this? It makes no sense. But okay. It's also strange that that we have to delete the command list when we don't allocate it here. Actually, we call it get command list, which I assume then allocates. It does. Oh boy, the spaghetti. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. I have no idea why it does this here. The send remote command. After it creates a packet and then it deletes it. Now, does this mean one packet can only contain one command? And so the packet is... So the packet has this max packet size, which is 476. Yeah, so 476 bytes can fit in there. But sometimes we just put 10 bytes in and then we're happy. Is that right? I don't understand. I would hope that we can put multiple commands into one packet, right? Because there's plenty space, 476 bytes. That's very generous, right? We should be able to put in multiple of these commands in there. But I don't know what this does here. Huh. Very strange. Very strange. How about we do the following? We just go to so is room 4 oh boy. That sucks. This code sucks. Net command message. This one doesn't check for size. Oh, it does, yeah. Okay, how about we put a breakpoint in here? Yeah. How about we go to main branch? Okay, so let's start a network game. Yeah, network create game. Let's see if we get any hits there on the messages here. Well, if we are alone, then I don't think we need to communicate with anyone. Or do we? I don't know. Is room 4. There's room for frame message. Let's see if that is called. No, let's see if there's anything called here. Yeah? Chat message. Keep alive message. Run ahead message. Okay, nothing is being triggered here. Player leave, frame message, egg message. Okay, let's trigger some chat. Oh, we can't because we're alone. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, that sucks. So it's not, we're not triggering anything at all, or what is this? Yeah, I don't know if it's not doing anything here because we're just alone in the session. Yeah, possibly it doesn't communicate with anyone then, which makes sense because we would just be sending it to ourselves. Okay. Okay, so we can't test it as a solo guy, I guess. Okay, then let's take two guys, yeah. Let's launch a second client. We recorded some movies here. So second guy. Yeah, this one. Then we leave the mission. Okay, so we have two guys here. We create a game. We join in there. Accept and play. Let's see what happens. Aha, there we go. Is room for egg message. Okay, let's see the call stack. Yeah, okay, add commands. Is room, and so packet len is 0. Okay. Packet len is 0. Packet len, and then it adds packet len here. Packet len. Man, the way this is implemented is really bad. Packet len 0. Oh shit. What is this? I didn't mean to edit this. So packet len is 0. Okay, let's put a breakpoint only if packet len is not 0. Let's see if that is ever the case. Frame message. Same here. Condition. Packet len is not 0. Aha. Aha. So, okay. So there is. Okay, cool. Okay, so there can be multiple guys. Okay, I see. All right, now we have seen it. Okay, so So it is an actual issue. This now it is a bug, but it's probably rare. It's probably a rare issue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So. So. It's room 4. Is room 4. Frame resend requests. Disconnect. Frame. Command. Okay. File message. Okay. Message. File announce message. Okay. Progress message. Wrapper message. I think this is what he fixed, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Load complaint message. Progress message. Disconnect votes. Chat. Yep. 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 This one also looks suspicious here. It already writes into the packet before it checks. Is frame repeat? Huh. Okay, now there's a check here. Okay. That's fine then. Okay. Okay. So was this one false, and then here's some command IDs missing. Okay. Okay. Good. So my suspicion is that it is an actual bug, but it's probably very rare. Fixes latent bugs in network size calculations. He says there should be no practical change and no user-facing change. In theory, when a message is too large, the wrapper pass uses, which would cause problems when it's wrong. But he also said that the reason there's no runtime issue is that construct big command packet list. But we certainly get calls into this now, right? So it does call it. Run ahead. Yeah. So I don't think his observation is true. So he said, like, there's no runtime issue because this one is only called when packet returns false. In other words, I think this is a problematic bug that went unnoticed because the message sizes are just never too big. Well, I agree with this. I agree with problematic bug. I agree with went unnoticed. I agree with the sentence. But then why does he say there's no runtime issues? Like, it's probably just a very low chance of issue. But if it can happen, then it will happen at some point, right? In some rare, obscure situation. Okay, so let's look at the change one more time here. So we have average FPS is being changed to unsigned short because average FPS is an unsigned short, yeah? Okay, fair enough. And here we have command IDs. And then also this here. Okay, that's cool. All right. Then yeah. So basically, this would have caused a memory corruption, a minor or a big one, I don't know, but it would have corrupted memory if this was at the very far edge of the packet, yeah, the packet is almost filled, and then it would check the size of this packet, yeah, or here with this function is room 4, and then it would figure out that, hey, we don't have enough room. We have enough room. Yeah, but since this was short a few bytes, 3 bytes here, then it could have said, it could have claimed that we have enough room, but maybe just not enough for these 3 extra bytes that we're missing here. And then it would write the packet into the buffer, yeah, but with these 3 extra bytes, it was not accounted for. So I think this could have been a rare bug. Is room for timeout game start. Load complete. Yeah. Okay, but these are probably this load complete is probably a message that is just once. Timeout game start, I don't know. Maybe this is sent when someone is counting down or so. Or, yeah, when someone is disconnected or so. Yeah. But anyway, I think there is a very tiny chance that this is a runtime issue. And so for this guy here, net packet load complete message, I think this is what he referred to. Get packet byte count. So this one is being called here. Get buffer size needed for command. Yeah. Okay, this is the one he talked about. Let's put a breakpoint in here. And let's see if that ever gets hit. Yeah. Let's remove the other breakpoints. Oh, it's very laggy. 64 latency. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I would say that this is a bug, but it's minor network stability. Yeah. Okay. Then let's call it bug fix. Fix packet size mistakes. Packet size mistakes. Packet fix packets. Packet size setup mistakes. Okay, then I would say approve. I've promoted this to bug fix because in theory this can corrupt memory, but it's probably very unlikely. Basically a packet would have to be filled just enough for one of the missized packets to pass the size check, while the written contents would exceed the packet buffer. Very unlikely in practice. Or even impossible. Incorrect size check. Written contents would then exceed the packet buffer. I hope we can consolidate these packet size code paths to one packet size per message. Because the setup is just awful. Good, I think that works. Then I will merge this zone. Okay, cool. Then we have that. And then let me stop the debugging here. Exit. Quit game, exit, main menu. Okay, cool. Remove all the breakpoints. Okay, cool. Then, what's the time? 1 hour 30. I think I will take a break here. And then next session we can break out some more smaller changes here from our work in progress camera branches. Yeah, do some more. Yeah, there's so much here. Okay, cool. Then maybe we can also do some more reviewing. Yeah. Oh, this one was already approved. Okay, that was fast. Then we can also merge this soon. Ah, Sky Aero. He's always fast with reviews. Yeah. He's a man for the refactors. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that can be merged then. That's cool. Okay. Good. Then I wish you a great day or night until next time. Goodbye.